Jennifer Sanasi.
And I'm Nakona Mafu.
You're watching News 24 Live. Well, welcome to our very first episode of Two Girls and Tech. Joining us in studio is our technology journalist, Duncan Alfred. Hello.
Hi, girls.
Hello.
Today we're going to be talking about Google Chromecast. Now, the Orange store was so good to send us over a Chromecast to play with. Now, the only problem we had was that we couldn't get it to work.
It was incredibly hard. I mean, look, the instructions look very easy, but when you get down to it, it's quite hard.
There's the instructions. I mean, they fit right there on that one square.
Yeah.
So we were having a problem with the Wi-Fi, hey, Nox?
Wi-Fi, connecting everything. I mean, look, once you choose a device to pair it up with, it seems rather easy. But I mean, if the Wi-Fi is not on the same channel, the thing can't speak to the device. So it's really hard and it's quite intricate, but maybe you can give us more.
Yeah, the Chromecast it's a brilliant device. But before we get into that, there have been some complaints that it only speaks, for example, on one Wi-Fi frequency. So if your router isn't set to that particular frequency, then you know, it may not work. But the idea of the Chromecast, I think, is in this case anyway, far more important than just the device and watching movies, right? You have to ask yourself, this thing costs under 1,000 rands, about 580 something rand.
Yeah, which is quite cheap.
Yeah,
it's cheap, and you pay that once off. What's its competition in this country?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I've never seen something like this before.
Well, you've got Apple TV.
Oh, right.
Apple TV costs 1,000 rand, 1,100 rand. But everything on the Apple TV, remember, you pay for your movies, you pay for rentals and so on. Apple TV rental is about, I think, speaking under correction, but it's about 20 bucks or something. A movie, Chromecast, you're probably going to pay a little bit more, but you'll see a wider collection, a wider range.
Sure.
But then on the other hand, you've got players like DSTV, and you know, they haven't been asleep at the wheel. They've seen that this streaming is going to be the next big thing for video, and what they've been doing is they've been putting out these services like DSTV On Demand, Box Office, and all these services to try and protect themselves from competition from the likes of Chromecast, Apple TV. There's VD now as well, and of course, the giant is that Netflix may decide, hey, we like South Africa and come here.
Well, we first tried this out with an Apple device, and it's supposed to work with an Apple device, but we couldn't get it to work, and eventually we did get it to work with an Android. Is that a common complaint you hear?
I have seen that a number of people complain about setting the device up and getting it to work.
That would be like a major thing. Why would you buy this?
It is rather hard. I mean, if you're not watching videos, which I had to do, like a number of them, it's virtually impossible to do it on your own.
Yeah. It's a first adopter kind of device, right? It's not the kind of thing you're going to walk into every home in South Africa and see it. Give it a few years, no doubt, it will become easier. It's just it's a function of, you know, they had to race to build this device, to put it together, get it out into the market. It's not, I suppose, the most polite way of saying it, it's not quite ready for all markets yet. South Africa isn't a priority market, you can imagine. We'd like to think we are, but we're not.
Yeah.
The priority markets will be the US, Europe, and China. So it'll be a while before these kinds of devices are built, you know, for the generic environment that we have in South Africa. And also the other trouble is that even if you do get it to work, you need a decent internet connection, you need a decent speed.
That's what I was going to say.
Especially in South Africa, do a lot of people have that internet connection and speed that we're looking for to actually use this?
Especially because you need this thing to work like all the time. So if you move from house to house, which I find, I mean, is quite nifty about it, is that if I want to watch this at someone else's house, I'd have to reset up my devices, which is completely cool. But if I go to a house that has slow connection, this thing is useless. It doesn't serve me at all. So at the moment, even setting it up here at work, which I mean has nifty like internet connection, it's not necessarily going to work at a house.
Yeah, that is a problem in South Africa, is that our internet speeds are terrible. It doesn't look like they are going to improve dramatically anytime soon. We still have this problem that we only have 800 and something thousand ADSL subscribers in the country. That number's been flat now for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
The fiber projects that they're rolling out in Gauteng, like in Waterkloof suburbs and those, they will take some time before they become generic. So this is a device that's very much ahead of its time still, but it does show the direction that things will go eventually. And if I was a broadcaster like ETV, even MultiChoice, and certainly the SABC, I'd be looking at something like this and going, you know, will there still be a business model once everybody begins adopting streaming TV? And that is going to be key, especially for pay TV players like MultiChoice. They'll need to come up with a business model that works. And right now for them, the satellite TV on demand is a lot more successful because they control the entire ecosystem.
Yeah. Now, Noxie, the question of the day, would you own a Google Chrome today? Would you go out and buy it for just about 600 Rand?
To be honest, I wouldn't. I don't think at the moment it would serve me. I think for the kind of setup that I have, it wouldn't really work for the kind of internet speed that I have and the kind of strength it requires. You need to download an app. You need to make sure that it can reset to any device that you add. So at the moment, I don't think I would buy it, just because I think it needs development, and I think it does work in the States. Like you'd say, there's a better audience, and unfortunately, I don't think SA is ready for it yet.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with you. I also don't think I would own Google Chrome right now. Maybe in a couple of years when it's a little bit more developed. I mean, it was really hard to set up, and I'm a no-fuss kind of gal.
Yes, so completely.
I don't think I would own it. Duncan, you are our technology journalist. At about 600 Rand, are you buying the Google Chrome?
No. Okay.
Well, there you have it. That's what we think of the Google Chrome. Do you own the device? Let us know what you think in the comment section below this video.